The age of men is over. The time of the orc has come. Send forth all legions. Do not stop the attack till the city is taken. Slay them all.
We need more orcs. The four we got in Barad Dur were perfect. They're unique, they're armored, not to mention the extra helmets and shields. It's perfect. However, the original Mordor orc, not a big fan. Army building these guys is no different than clone army building. I also think they just don't do a good job representing what we see in the movie. Heavily armored? Not heavily armored. But that's besides the point. The Battle of Pelennor Fields had roughly 200,000 orcs, and getting that in LEGO would be next to impossible. Even trying to get 20 is pretty difficult. Including the Hobbit sets, LEGO made 18 different orcs, and some of them just had an added helmet, hair, or armor piece. Not a ton of variety. And if you were to get every single LEGO Lord of the Rings set, you'd have 25 orcs. That's not enough orcs. And these brand new orcs, you either have to buy a $460 set, which is like over $100 per orc, or you have to buy them for $30 a piece. That's too much for an army builder. So with this video, I want to start building my orc army, and I'll use a lot of pieces that came from the original orcs. I also want to use pieces that didn't come from Lord of the Rings that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg to get.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And there will probably be multiple parts to this series, but don't hold me to that. It's been over a year since my last army building video. Before we get all the way in, I want to talk about the Sam and Frodo from the Barad Dur set. The fact that we got the helmets, incredible. Perfection. Couldn't have been better. The rest of the figure, however, terrible. It's their Rivendell outfit. Should have been a dirty shirt with some sweat stains, and then give us some armor pieces to put on top of that. Like, it literally could have just been the Gothmog armor piece, or a plain armor piece, or just use the design from the video game, or here's something I saw on Instagram. They just took some of the orc torsos from the Barad Dur set and put them on Sam and Frodo. I don't think there's any reason we shouldn't have gotten something better. Rant over. For the last few years, I've been collecting parts that I think would be great for making orcs, and these have come from Ninjago, Chima, Star Wars, and a few others. I kind of thought I had collected a bit more. Regardless of what I do or don't have, let's make some orcs. I was able to create 40 orcs ready to destroy the world of men. I'm really liking how a lot of these turned out, but they're by no means perfect. I could definitely use a lot more variety, and a lot of them could use more armor. I think as this army grows, it'll become a lot less noticeable, but for now we gotta deal with it. Not including Sam and Frodo's helmets, we got 6 helmets in Barad Dur, which is obviously not enough. So I used 7 additional helmet molds for my army. My favorite has gotta be this Ninjago one. Now that we have our orcs, we need to actually arm them, and I want to avoid using too many of the pre-molded weapons. I'm gonna make a bunch of different pikes, spears, axes. There are some that look like sais, just a lot of mismatched and found weapons. Something I need to get more of is shields. We get 4 from Barad Dur, and I have a couple of these from the pirate ship. Definitely not enough. If you have suggestions for orc shields, please let me know, because getting more of these is not the easiest. I'm also gonna make a couple banners. You can't go wrong army building with a couple banners. Next, we're gonna need some archers. This way we can take on any pesky Gondorian cavalry charge. I'm not gonna do too many right now. I'll do 10 because that's a nice even number. I am beyond thrilled with how this army is starting to look. I'm super excited to see how big I can actually get this army. Like, could I get to the point where it rivals Brick Knight's 1,000 orc army? Maybe, but that's a big jump from the 40 I have. I don't currently have any mocks lined up for this, and I'll probably want more before I actually do a build. I've just been in a Lord of the Rings mood since Barad Dur came out, but if the rumors are true that we're getting Minas Tirith next year, I want to have my orc army prepared to siege the walls. LEGO, please just give us an orc battle pack and a wave of sets, not just big ones. But that's gonna be it for this one. I had a blast making it. This has got me really excited about army building again. I know a lot of you have been asking about that. If you have suggestions for more parts for orcs, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.